the fundamental difference between progressives and conservatives. And like growing up as a young liberal in the city, I always thought of the liberals as the hopeful, the ones who were changing wanted to mold a better future, and conservatives as like stodgy old men in business suits who wanted to preserve their wealth and not have it, which is a stereotype of maybe like early 2000s, mid 2000s neocons. But what this person was saying was that actually, if you think about it, a progressive is actually never, like, by their very own definition of their politics, they're never actually truly happy with the state of the world. They're always wanting to change it and form it into something else because it's not sufficient. It's not good the way it is. It needs to be something else. Whereas a conservative actually likes the current state of, whatever particular area of the world they're in, and they want to conserve it because they see value in it. So that kind of changed my opinion of what it means to be on either end of the political spectrum. And I kind of get, if you want to call it conservative, that you want to preserve certain traditions and institutions that are in fact valuable and effective. Well, if that's conservative, then there isn't necessarily anything stodgy or, dusty and miserable about that. That's actually quite positive.
Well, I believe Jordan Peterson's written about this a little bit, and he's talked about it as well. But there's two ways that you can think about it. Is you can think of it on the political, like the social dynamic of there's a constant conversation between like conservatism of wanting to preserve the structures that have built everything that we have now, and this kind of creative reforming energy that wants to think about, well, how can we change this? How can we make a different or better world? But he also talks about that every liberal should strive to build a world worth conserving. Because if you're always changing and you're always reforming and you have no stability, like that's where things kind of fall apart. If you're in a constant state of like change, what's the difference between just reform and progress and destabilization? Because that line gets very tricky at some points. And yeah. I think even that's on the societal level, but I think within our minds, you could draw a parallel to, we've got established ways of thinking, you have established ideas, you have habits, you have things that your brain wants to conserve, or a way of thinking that you want to conserve. And then you have these new ideas, this creative element of thinking about, well, what can be done differently? And I think there's a push-pull in every individual as well as on the societal level. And I don't know if we give enough credit to like fostering, how do you foster a healthy push-pull between these two dynamics?